The Nissan GT-R wasn't supposed to beat Ferraris, it wasn't supposed to challenge Lamborghinis, and it certainly wasn't supposed to embarrass supercars that cost twice as much. But somehow, it kept doing exactly that. And that's what made the GT-R so fascinating, because the reason had very little to do with prestige, and everything to do with engineering. When the GT-R arrived, Nissan wasn't trying to build the most exotic sports car on the market. It wasn't chasing luxury, it wasn't chasing status, and it wasn't trying to impress people with hand-stitched interiors or dramatic styling. Instead, Nissan focused on one simple goal: results. Not attention, not romance. Results. The company wanted to create a car that could deliver extraordinary performance again and again, regardless of who was behind the wheel. That philosophy shaped everything about the GT-R. Under the hood sat a hand-built 3.8-liter twin-turbocharged V6 known as the R-35 DETT. It was a powerful engine, but the engine wasn't the real secret. The real secret was how everything worked together. Nissan combined the twin-turbo V6 with a rear-mounted transaxle, advanced launch control, and the company's sophisticated Atessa all-wheel drive system. Every component had a purpose. Every system worked toward the same objective: maximum performance. The result was a car that launched with incredible consistency and put its power to the ground with remarkable efficiency. Unlike many traditional sports cars that demanded perfect technique, the GT-R made extraordinary performance more accessible. And that's exactly what made it dangerous. Because while rival manufacturers focused on emotion and prestige, Nissan focused on solving problems. How do you improve traction? How do you improve acceleration? How do you reduce driver error? How do you make a car brutally fast in the real world? The GT-R answered those questions through engineering. And the automotive world quickly noticed. Independent testing repeatedly showed the GT-R matching, and sometimes beating, performance cars from Ferrari, Porsche and Lamborghini. Cars that often cost significantly more. The internet quickly gave it a nickname: the Supercar Killer. Not because it looked like a supercar, not because it sounded like one, but because it produced supercar results, again, and again, and again, at a price that seemed almost impossible to ignore. That's where the GT-R became more than just another performance car. It became proof that intelligent engineering could challenge established automotive hierarchies. If you're enjoying this story so far, consider leaving a like and subscribing for more automotive stories like this. Of course, the GT-R wasn't perfect. Some enthusiasts felt it relied too heavily on technology. Others argued that it lacked the emotional connection offered by more traditional sports cars. Critics often described it as clinical, too calculated, too digital, and honestly, they weren't entirely wrong. The GT-R wasn't designed to be romantic. It was designed to be effective. That was the point. Nissan willingly accepted those criticisms because the company's priorities were different. The goal was never to create the most emotional driving experience. The goal was to create a machine capable of producing extraordinary results. And for more than a decade, the GT-R continued doing exactly that. As the years passed, competitors improved, technology advanced, new performance cars arrived. Yet the GT-R remained relevant far longer than many people expected, because its foundation was built around engineering efficiency rather than fashion or trends. Today, the Nissan GT-R R35 is remembered as one of the most important performance cars of its generation. Not because it was the most luxurious, not because it was the most beautiful, and not because it was the most emotional, but because it repeatedly proved that intelligent engineering could challenge prestige, and sometimes, challenge it successfully. That's why the Nissan GT-R R35 became one of the most respected performance cars of the modern era, a true supercar killer from Japan.